Alright, so this is a 2008 Yamaha Wolverine 350 two-wheel drive. It's kind of a weird four-wheeler in my mind because they basically took a Big Bear 350 and shoved it into a racing quad chassis, which is odd. But you know, I guess you do what you do. His front tires are a little worn. You can see, I mean, they're not cracked or anything, they hold air, but they've got some miles on them. The rear ones are pretty good yet. They're a little worn, but there's plenty of life left in those. Got it registered, my name and everything. It's relatively clean. Put a new voltage regulator up in there. The battery's new. What brand these are? Get the box on them or something. Forward reverse. It's got the Ultramatic in it, so it's kind of nice. It's really good kids four-wheeler. You know, it's not very fast. It's torquey. It's kind of, it basically reminds me of the 1988 Big Bear 350 I had. It's not really that fast, but it's pretty torquey, and it I don't know, it's pretty reliable. These 350s are almost bulletproof, even in the old days, and this one's '08, so it had plenty of years to perfect that engine. Oh, let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's about it. I went through the carburetor when I first got it. It was popping and whatnot. Still pretty cold-blooded, but after I cleaned it the first few times, it was leaking, so I turned the fuel off, and now it doesn't seem to be leaking at all. Last 2 months or so. So I think the carb's fine. Just a little bit cold-blooded is all. See, the footwells aren't that great. They're nicks, cracks around them. It's not bad, but you know, the plastics themselves aren't smashed up or anything. It's just, yeah, nicks and knacks here and there. Well, let's fire it up. You know, in my mind, I think this thing was in a crash at some point, because when you're going straight, steering's just slightly off. You can't hardly tell, but it's there. And some of the A-arms have been replaced, so it makes sense if that was the case. You can kind of see scratch marks up here, and it's all scratched up, so all this does work still, amazingly. But, oops, don't have neutral. Fire's up and idle's pretty darn decent. The front brakes don't seem to work. Don't know why. Master seems to work. You can kind of see the line moving there. So I think there's pressure building there, but it's not getting down to the disc brakes at all. Well, alright, let's try driving her around a little bit. Like I said, she's a little bit cold-blooded. I got choked a little bit. Torquey little sucker. Even with the Ultramatic, it kind of slows it down when you're stop accelerating and stuff, so. Usually I run around, you know, about that long with the choke halfway or something, then it's doing a lot better. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a smaller, reliable four-wheeler is really what it is at heart, but it's pretty good on gas. I've been driving this around quite a bit, and it doesn't use a whole lot, especially definitely less than the old 350s. I guess they get a little more efficient every year. It's really not too loud. It's nice and quiet. Just puts along. I'd say max speed on this is probably 30. I'd be kicking pretty good, I would think. maybe 35. It's really not that terribly fast. It just kind of cruises along. I'd say 25 is a solid low RPM cruising speed. As you can see, when I got this four-wheeler, it had no front bumper. I just fabricated one. Kind of wanted to follow the lines of the front end and make something I could use to kind of hit brush down and stuff while I'm going through the swamp, because I do that once in a while. Definitely solid. I like that bumper. I think it turned out pretty well, actually. I don't really like the circular ones that came on factory. I think this really matches the chassis a lot better. But yeah, kind of is what it is. If you have any questions, I don't think I could tell you much about these. Other than going through the carburetor, haven't had to touch the engine, so. If you have questions, you can throw them in the comments. Maybe someone can answer it. Other than that, have a good one.